It was around 11:10 a.m. when I had that blueberry muffin with the coffee. I recall waking up sometime between 10:30 in the morning and 11. These eggs I brought home from Dad's place. He gave them to me. After work, he went to Salvatore's and got some pizza and gave some of the pizza to me. This was around 7:30 p.m. Since I think these days the sun tends to stay out until 8 p.m. These hard-boiled eggs are part of some that he got from Wegmans a while back, and he gave them to me, as I felt today should be the day I come back to Mom's place, since tomorrow there's going to be that adult prom event at the Willow Inn. I had that leftover ravioli, steak, and asparagus that I believe Dad got entirely from Aldi's the other day. I had those leftovers around 2:30 p.m. because I got up pretty late. I think I stayed up until about maybe 4 in the morning. I spent much of today watching various YouTube videos. Basically in a sort of way to see what's on the site. I took the zinc olive oil water out at around 1 p.m., though it was around 1:40 p.m. when I went back to drink it, because I intentionally left it out for some time to allow for the olive oil to decongeal. And it seems just leaving it out is enough to allow the olive oil to decongeal. And maybe it has something to do with the cold temperatures of the refrigerator. And when I went from Dad's place to Mom's place, I took some Sharpie markers that were a canvas bag. At least I think it's canvas. It could be some kind of thick cotton. I'm not entirely sure if it's canvas. By canvas, I assume it's something cotton based, but it could also be something leather based. I'm not entirely sure. It's some kind of bag full of fabric. Made out of fabric. I put my clothes in there. I took one of those sort of packs. My best way of describing it is maybe a pack you would use to hold a bunch of pencils, only I used it to put in the Sharpie markers I had used over the past few days in order to make some styrofoam drawings. And put them into that pack, and then put that pack into the bag. Right before Dad took me back to Mom's place, he gave me some apple cider vinegar water. For some reason, it tasted like slightly stronger vinegar than usual, but it was still fine. Throughout the day while Dad was at work, I also did some work on the 99th Dan Hamming episode, since I didn't have any styrofoam projects to work on, had no blank pieces that weren't enormous and thus would require basically sort of mural or painting drawing with Sharpie markers that would take maybe a week or more to complete. And the pieces that were small enough consisted of unfinished projects that I started, some of them last year, others earlier this year. Today's work on the 99th Dan Hamming episode consisted of work to set up a scene to illustrate the Caucasian male of the trio, and what he says, illustrate his points regarding what he says regarding food waste. For that scene, I tried to make a custom prop of one of the shelves of the empty fridge prop, it turns out, so that that single beat I put in to set up the scene could be basically wouldn't overlap with the end of the bottom shelf. Only this scene involves a close-up, so you could clearly tell that the custom prop I attempted to make wasn't as good as the original prop within Beyond Studio. I had more success when I attempted to in Lunapic make that custom prop for that angled TV frame so it could be on one of those side walls of the garage for another scene, a brief scene when the Hispanic female of the trio thinks of her concept of ideas for viral videos. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to put in within that TV screen. This new first raw video file of the 99th Dan Hammond episode is currently 35 seconds long. And I primarily worked on it during the early to mid afternoon. And when I got back at Mom's place, she spent some time alternating between the closet in my room and that clothes rack that's in my sister's room in order to pick out suit clothes for me to try on tomorrow. As preparation for the upcoming adult prom at the Willow Inn. Right before Dad took me home to Mom's place, he gave me some kuchen his mom had made and given to him. During a visit when he was visiting his parents. It had been in the freezer for 5 days, according to him. Though it looked more like a loaf of bread, a misshapen loaf of bread, than kuchen to me. Dad gave it to me along with those eggs. Mom had some of the kuchen It's currently in the freezer. I brought the man crate spices I got for Christmas back to Mom's place from Dad's place. This is where I'm at currently for that mini game. For the burrito bison game, apparently I'm at this stage where I'm playing through levels of the Rift, it seems. There's this quest in which I'm supposed to intentionally miss my opponent and still get to the gummy bunker. I know how to miss my opponent on purpose, as the quest says in its own language, but I have no idea what the gummy bunker is. As such, I haven't been able to complete it. I used to think that meant I don't currently have room for the mounted archer range. It's a whole lot bigger than the archery range for the Iron Age. I don't have any available expansions unless I want to spend diamonds. At one point I got diamonds, 40 to be exact, through the story side quests. It was the Jester. It was completing that third quest in which I gave him a trivial amount of coins. I think the first time I gave him 11 coins, and the second time 22 coins, and then for the last one 33, which by that point was a truly trivial amount. I mean, that's not even the combined cost of all three of the coin payments for those quests don't even come close to the cost of one forge point right now, which is why I'll only buy them if a quest tells me to. And I got 40 diamonds in the end, so it was well worth it playing the Jester's game. Before that point, He also, in flavor text, provided a limerick poem. I know that a haiku poem is 5 syllables, 7 syllables, then 5 syllables again, but I don't know what the rules are for a limerick. Either way, the limerick goes, there once was a girl called Meg who accidentally broke her leg. She slipped on the ice, not once but thrice. Take no pity on her, I beg. And that's how the limerick goes. I used the snipping tool for this because I wanted to save the limerick in a way that was more convenient than typing it out or writing it out. And I didn't feel like taking a picture of it with my phone. Initially, I was tempted to do that, but then I remembered I could use the snipping tool to essentially screenshot it. With this, I should be able to start creating a functional halfling settlement. Here's where I am currently for the mini game. Oh, it's not bad. I would have preferred to have hit that one with that double in effect. And here's where I am currently in terms of the task sets. I believe I'm currently scouting a province. Yeah. Right before Dad took me back to Mom's place, he also gave me a Babe Ruth candy bar. Although I didn't have it until very late today.